Shadow Work: Embracing Your Inner Darkness to Find Your Light by Life's Success. Introduction. In the journey of self-discovery and personal development, we often focus on enhancing our strengths and positive traits. Yet, it is in the depths of our inner shadows, those parts of ourselves we tend to ignore or suppress, that transformative growth resides. Shadow work is the process of exploring these hidden aspects, understanding our deepest fears, and healing our inner conflicts. This book is your guide through the sometimes challenging, but ultimately rewarding, journey of embracing your inner darkness to reveal your inner light. Chapter 1: Understanding the Shadow. Imagine walking through a forest at dusk. The trees cast long shadows on the ground, and though you know these shadows are mere reflections, they seem to hold mysteries of their own. Similarly, our psyche casts shadows, parts of ourselves that remain hidden from our conscious mind. Carl Jung introduced us to the concept of the shadow, the dark side of our personality. In this chapter, we delve into the depths of the shadow, uncovering its origins, its significance in our lives, and the first steps towards engaging with this hidden self. The origins of the shadow. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, was fascinated by the interplay between different aspects of the human psyche. He proposed that our personality is not a singular entity, but a complex system of interacting parts. Among these, the shadow is one of the most intriguing. It consists of everything we choose not to acknowledge about ourselves: our fears, desires, aggressive impulses, and socially deemed unacceptable traits. The shadow is not just a repository of negative aspects. It also contains potentialities and gifts we haven't yet embraced. For example, a person who prides themselves on being always agreeable may suppress assertive parts of their character, relegating these traits to their shadow. Jung believed that these repressed aspects don't vanish. They influence our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in subtle, often unconscious ways. The role of the shadow in psychological theory. Jung's theory posits that the shadow is a critical component of our psychological makeup. It is the counterweight to the persona, the social mask we wear to present ourselves to the world. The shadow holds everything we hide from others and often from ourselves to maintain our personas. Understanding the shadow is crucial because it influences our interactions with the world. It shapes our reactions to others, often projecting our hidden traits onto them. For instance, the irritation we feel towards someone's arrogance might reflect our unacknowledged pride. Recognizing these projections is a step towards understanding our shadow and, by extension, ourselves. Acknowledging and understanding the shadow. The first step in shadow work is acknowledging that the shadow exists. It requires honesty and courage to recognize that we are not fully in control of our personalities, that there are aspects of ourselves that we do not know or understand. Understanding the shadow begins with observing our emotional reactions, especially those that seem disproportionate to their triggers. These reactions often point towards parts of ourselves that we've neglected or suppressed. For example, feeling inexplicably angry or jealous in certain situations can be a sign that these emotions, or the desires they stem from, are part of our shadow. The journey of understanding the shadow is akin to exploring a vast, uncharted territory within ourselves. It challenges us to confront what we have hidden away, to question why we have done so, and to reconcile these hidden parts with our conscious selves. This exploration is not just about uncovering our darkness, but also about discovering the light that lies within it, our untapped potential, unacknowledged strengths, and the complex, full spectrum of our humanity. In embracing the shadow, we embark on a path of self-discovery and growth. We learn not to judge ourselves too harshly, but to understand and integrate all parts of our being. This chapter has laid the groundwork for this journey, offering insights into the origins and significance of the shadow. As we move forward, we will explore how to engage with and integrate the shadow, transforming our relationship with ourselves and the world around us. Chapter 2: The Discovery of the Self. Embarking on a journey of self-discovery is like setting sail into the vast ocean without a map, guided only by the stars of introspection and self-awareness. The waters might be tumultuous and the voyage long, but the treasure of understanding oneself is unparalleled. Shadow work, a compass in this metaphorical journey, allows us to navigate through the darker waters of our psyche to discover our true selves. This chapter delves into the initial steps of uncovering our shadow, guiding you through recognizing, acknowledging, and beginning to understand the hidden facets of your personality. Identifying your shadow. The first step in shadow work is to identify the aspects of yourself that constitute your shadow. These are the parts of you that you have, for various reasons, deemed unworthy, undesirable, or unacceptable. They are not just the opposite of your virtues, but include any quality, desire, or emotion you have suppressed or denied. For instance, consider a person who prides themselves on their kindness and generosity, but feels inexplicable resentment when their efforts go unacknowledged. This resentment, often suppressed for fear of appearing selfish, is a shadow aspect. It reveals a need for recognition and an unacknowledged desire for reciprocity, challenging the self-image of unconditional generosity. Exploring your emotional triggers. Emotional triggers are powerful indicators of our shadow. They are the unexpected, often intense reactions we have to certain people, situations, or comments. These triggers can provide clues to the hidden parts of our psyche, revealing what we have suppressed or denied. For example, if you find yourself disproportionately upset by criticism, it might indicate a shadow aspect related to self-esteem or a fear of inadequacy. The intensity of the reaction suggests that this is not just a superficial concern, but something deeply rooted in your self-concept, potentially tied to experiences of rejection or failure that you have not fully processed. Recurring patterns in your relationships. Our relationships often serve as mirrors, reflecting our shadows back to us. Recurring patterns in relationships, whether with friends, family, or romantic partners, can indicate shadow aspects at play. If you continually find yourself in relationships where you feel undervalued or overlooked, it might suggest a shadow aspect related to self-worth. Perhaps there is a part of you that believes you do not deserve to be prioritized or loved unconditionally. Acknowledging these patterns is crucial. It allows you to see how your shadow influences your interactions and relationships, often attracting situations that reinforce your suppressed beliefs about yourself. The aspects of yourself you feel most uncomfortable with. The parts of ourselves that make us most uncomfortable often reside within our shadow. These might be traits, desires, or emotions that we judge harshly, fearing that acknowledging them would make us less likable, moral, or competent. For instance, you might feel uncomfortable with your competitive nature, worrying that it makes you seem aggressive or unkind. This discomfort signals a shadow aspect, a part of you that conflicts with your self-image as a team player or a supportive friend. By exploring why you feel uncomfortable with this trait, you can begin to understand the underlying fears and beliefs that contribute to your shadow. The journey of discovering your shadow is a profound step towards self-awareness and personal growth. It requires you to look inward with honesty and courage to confront the parts of yourself you have hidden away. This chapter has outlined the initial steps in this journey, from identifying your shadow to understanding its influence on your life. As you continue to explore these hidden aspects, you will uncover not just the sources of your pain and fear, but also your untapped strengths and potential. Remember, the goal of shadow work is not to eradicate these parts of yourself, but to integrate them, creating a more authentic and whole version of you. Chapter 3. Techniques for engaging with the shadow. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest at night, knowing that to reach the clearing on the other side, you must navigate through the darkness. Engaging with your shadow is akin to this journey. It requires stepping into the unknown, armed with tools and techniques to illuminate the path ahead. This chapter explores various methods for engaging with the shadow, each serving as a lantern to help you navigate the complex terrain of your inner world. From journaling to dream analysis, these techniques not only shed light on the darker aspects of your psyche, but also pave the way for integration and healing. Journaling, the power of written reflection. Journaling is a potent tool for shadow work, offering a private space to explore your thoughts and feelings. It acts as a mirror, reflecting your inner world onto the page and can reveal hidden aspects of your psyche. Start by writing about situations that trigger strong emotional reactions or recurring patterns in your relationships. Don't censor yourself, allow your thoughts and feelings to flow freely. For instance, if you find yourself writing about a conflict at work with intense emotion, you may discover underlying issues of self-esteem or a fear of confrontation that you hadn't acknowledged. Journaling about these experiences can help you identify the shadow aspects at play, such as suppressed anger or a hidden desire for recognition. Meditation. Cultivating awareness and acceptance. Meditation offers a direct way to engage with your shadow. Through mindfulness, you can observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, recognizing the aspects of yourself that you typically avoid or suppress. Guided meditations specifically designed for shadow work can help you confront these hidden parts in a safe, controlled environment. Visualize sitting across from your shadow in meditation. What does it look like? What emotions arise? By regularly practicing this form of meditation, you can develop greater awareness of your shadow and cultivate acceptance of these previously ignored or suppressed aspects of yourself. Dream analysis. Unlocking the messages of the unconscious. Dreams are a window into the unconscious, often revealing the contents of the shadow through symbols and narratives. Keeping a dream journal and noting any recurring themes or symbols can provide insights into your shadow. For example, if you frequently dream about being chased, it might symbolize aspects of yourself that you are running from. Analyzing your dreams, perhaps with the help of a therapist or dream interpretation guides, can unlock the messages your unconscious is sending. This technique allows you to engage with your shadow indirectly, by interpreting the symbols and scenarios that arise in your dreams as reflections of your inner world. Creative expression. Art as a medium for shadow work. Creative activities like painting, writing, or music offer a unique avenue for engaging with the shadow. These activities bypass the logical mind, tapping directly into the unconscious. Through creative expression, you can bring shadow aspects to the surface in a symbolic form, making them easier to recognize and understand. For instance, you might find yourself drawn to certain themes or images in your artwork that resonate with you on a deep level. These can be clues to the aspects of your shadow that are seeking expression. By exploring these themes creatively, you can begin to integrate these hidden parts of yourself into your conscious life. Engaging with your shadow is an essential step towards self-discovery and healing. The techniques outlined in this chapter provide various pathways to explore the hidden aspects of your psyche. Whether through journaling, meditation, dream analysis, or creative expression, each method offers a unique lens through which to view and understand your shadow. As you experiment with these techniques, remember that the journey is highly personal. What works for one person may not work for another, so be patient and open-minded, allowing your intuition to guide you towards the tools that resonate most deeply with you. The journey through the darkness is challenging, but it is also a path to liberation, leading to a fuller, more integrated sense of self. Chapter 4. The Emotional Landscape of Shadow Work. Embarking on shadow work is akin to diving into the depths of an ocean, not knowing what you'll find beneath the waves. The waters of our psyche are rich with emotions, some calm and serene, others tumultuous and stormy. As we delve into shadow work, we navigate through this emotional landscape, encountering feelings that have been hidden, suppressed, or ignored. This chapter explores the emotional journey of shadow work, offering insights and strategies for managing the complex emotions that arise, ensuring a safe passage through the depths of self-discovery. Understanding the emotional spectrum of shadow work. Shadow work uncovers a wide range of emotions, from fear and sadness to anger and shame. These emotions are signals, guiding us to parts of ourselves that require attention and healing. For instance, encountering deep-seated anger during shadow work might reveal unresolved issues from past experiences of injustice or betrayal. Similarly, feelings of shame might point to internalized negative beliefs about oneself that have been lurking in the shadows. Recognizing and naming these emotions is the first step in navigating the emotional landscape of shadow work. By identifying what we feel and why we feel it, we can begin to understand the deeper issues that our emotions are signaling. Navigating fear and sadness. Fear and sadness are common companions on the journey of shadow work. Fear may arise from facing the unknown aspects of ourselves or from confronting painful memories that we've long avoided. Sadness might emerge as we mourn lost parts of ourselves or grieve for the ways we've been hurt or have hurt others. To navigate these emotions, it's essential to create a safe space for exploration, whether through journaling, meditation, or therapy. Allow yourself to feel these emotions fully, without judgment or haste to move past them. Practices like grounding techniques, deep breathing, or spending time in nature can also provide comfort and stability during these emotional dives. Managing anger and shame. Anger and shame often guard the gates to our shadow, protecting us from pain, but also keeping us from healing. Anger can serve as a mask for hurt, revealing where we feel powerless or violated. Shame, on the other hand, thrives on secrecy and silence, feeding on our fears of not being good enough. Confronting these emotions requires courage and compassion. Acknowledging your anger and understanding its roots can transform it from a destructive force into a powerful ally for change. Facing shame involves shining a light on it, speaking the unspeakable, and recognizing that our mistakes and flaws do not define our worth. Cultivating self-compassion and seeking support. Self-compassion is a vital tool in the emotional toolkit for shadow work. It allows us to meet our emotions with kindness and understanding rather than criticism or avoidance. When encountering difficult emotions, remind yourself that you are not alone in your struggles and that it's okay to be imperfect. Seeking support, whether from trusted friends, support groups, or mental health professionals, can also provide invaluable guidance and reassurance. Sharing your journey with others who understand can alleviate the isolation that sometimes accompanies shadow work, offering perspectives and encouragement when the path seems daunting. The emotional landscape of shadow work is rich and varied, filled with challenges, but also opportunities for growth and healing. By facing our emotions with courage, compassion, and curiosity, we can navigate through the depths of our psyche, transforming our relationship with ourselves. Remember, the goal of shadow work is not to rid ourselves of these emotions, but to understand and integrate them into our being. Through this process, we emerge not only stronger and more resilient, but also more whole, having reclaimed the lost parts of ourselves that reside in the shadow. Chapter 5. Integrating the Shadow. The journey through the shadow is not one of conquest, but of reconciliation. Imagine walking through a dense fog, where the visibility is near zero. Each step forward reveals more of the path ahead, but only as you move closer to it. Similarly, integrating the shadow into your conscious life is a gradual process, illuminating hidden parts of yourself as you learn to accept and embrace them. This chapter explores the transformative process of shadow integration, offering guidance on how to weave these once hidden aspects into the fabric of your being, enriching your life with newfound depth and authenticity. The process of shadow integration. Shadow integration is the art of acknowledging, accepting, and incorporating the parts of ourselves we've previously denied or ignored. It's about recognizing that our shadow aspects are not flaws to be eradicated, but facets of our identity that, when accepted, can offer us strength and wholeness. Integration begins with awareness, seeing and acknowledging the parts of ourselves we've hidden in the shadow. From there, it involves understanding why these aspects were relegated to the shadows in the first place and what triggers or situations bring them to the forefront. For example, acknowledging a tendency towards envy not as a shameful flaw, but as a signal of unmet needs or desires can transform the way we view ourselves and our capabilities. Embracing vulnerability. A key aspect of shadow integration is embracing vulnerability. Vulnerability is the bridge between denial and acceptance, allowing us to see our shadow aspects not as enemies, but as wounded parts of ourselves that need care and attention. By embracing vulnerability, we open ourselves to the possibility of change and growth. Consider the person who hides their creativity, fearing judgment or rejection. By vulnerably acknowledging this fear, they can begin to explore their creative desires, integrating this suppressed aspect of themselves into their conscious identity. Embracing vulnerability in this way allows for a more authentic expression of self, enriching personal and professional relationships alike. Learning from the darkness. Our shadow aspects hold valuable lessons about our desires, fears, and boundaries. By exploring these darker parts, we can gain insights that lead to personal growth and a deeper understanding of our motivations and values. For instance, exploring feelings of jealousy might reveal underlying insecurities or highlight areas where we feel inadequate. Recognizing this can motivate us to address these insecurities, fostering self-improvement and a more secure sense of self. Similarly, confronting our fears can help us understand our limits and encourage us to set healthier boundaries, enhancing our well-being and the quality of our relationships. The role of forgiveness in integration. Forgiveness, both of ourselves and others, is a crucial step in the integration process. It involves releasing resentment and blame, allowing us to move forward without being tethered to past hurts. Forgiving ourselves for our shadow aspects is particularly liberating, as it frees us from self-imposed limitations and opens the door to self-acceptance and growth. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning harmful behavior, but recognizing our human capacity for change and growth. It's about acknowledging our imperfections and mistakes as part of the human experience, allowing us to extend compassion to ourselves and others. Integrating the shadow is a journey of reconciliation and healing, transforming our relationship with ourselves and enriching our lives with greater authenticity and depth. By acknowledging and embracing our shadow aspects, we learn valuable lessons about our desires, fears, and boundaries. Through vulnerability and forgiveness, we can integrate these parts into our conscious identity, fostering personal growth and a more secure sense of self. This chapter has illuminated the path of shadow integration, offering strategies and insights to guide you through the process. As you continue to weave these once hidden aspects into the fabric of your being, remember that the goal is not perfection but wholeness, embracing all parts of yourself with compassion and understanding. Chapter 6: The Transformational Power of Shadow Work. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, overlooking a vast landscape that stretches beyond the horizon. Behind you lies the familiar territory you've traversed, marked by the shadows you've learned to face and embrace. Ahead, the landscape represents the potential for growth and transformation that shadow work offers. This chapter is about acknowledging the profound changes that can occur when we integrate our shadow aspects, illustrating how this deep inner work can enhance creativity, improve relationships, and increase emotional resilience. Through stories of transformation and insights into the ongoing journey of self-discovery, we explore the boundless potential that lies in embracing our whole selves, enhancing creativity. Shadow work unlocks doors within our psyche, revealing hidden talents and creative energies that have been suppressed alongside our fears and insecurities. By confronting and integrating these shadow aspects, we liberate ourselves from internal blockages, allowing our true creative potential to flourish. Consider the story of Elena, a graphic designer who always played it safe, sticking to what she knew best. Through shadow work, Elena confronted her fear of rejection, a shadow aspect that had held her back from exploring more innovative and risky designs. By acknowledging and working through this fear, she found the courage to experiment with her art, leading to a breakthrough in her career and a distinctive personal style that garnered acclaim. Improving relationships. Shadow work can profoundly impact our relationships. By becoming aware of and integrating our shadow aspects, we become more authentic and present with others. This authenticity fosters deeper connections and helps resolve conflicts rooted in projection and misunderstanding. Alex and Jamie's story illustrates this well. Their marriage was fraught with arguments, many stemming from Alex's unacknowledged insecurity and tendency to project this onto Jamie. Through shadow work, Alex began to recognize and own these insecurities, reducing the projections and misunderstandings that fueled their conflicts. This opened a pathway to more honest and supportive communication, transforming their relationship. Increasing emotional resilience. Integrating our shadow aspects builds emotional resilience, equipping us with the tools to face life's challenges with grace and strength. By acknowledging and accepting the full range of our emotions, we learn to navigate life's ups and downs with a grounded sense of self. Consider the transformation of Sam, who struggled with severe anxiety and avoidance behavior. Shadow work helped Sam confront the deep-seated fears and past traumas that fueled his anxiety. Through this process, Sam developed a stronger, more resilient sense of self, enabling him to face situations that previously seemed insurmountable. Inspiring stories of transformation. The journey of shadow work is unique for everyone, yet the stories of those who have embarked on this path share a common theme: transformation. These stories inspire us, showing that change is possible and that confronting our shadows can lead to a life more fully lived. One such story is that of Leela, who always felt an underlying sense of dissatisfaction with her life. Through shadow work, Leela discovered a suppressed passion for environmental activism, a part of her she had ignored due to fear of standing out or failing. Embracing this aspect of her shadow not only brought new meaning and purpose to her life, but also led her to a community of like-minded individuals, enriching her sense of belonging and identity. The transformational power of shadow work is profound and far-reaching. It touches every aspect of our lives, from unleashing our creative potential to deepening our relationships and building our emotional resilience. As we continue to explore and integrate our shadow aspects, we open ourselves to a life of authenticity, growth, and fulfillment. This chapter has highlighted the transformative potential of shadow work, offering both inspiration and practical insights for those ready to embark on this journey. Remember, the path of self-discovery is ongoing, and each step forward in shadow work is a step toward becoming the most authentic and whole version of ourselves. Conclusion. As we reach the closing pages of this journey, it's essential to pause and reflect on the ground we have traversed together. Shadow work, embracing your inner darkness to find your light, has not been a mere exploration of concepts and techniques. It has been an odyssey into the deepest recesses of our being, a pilgrimage to the sanctuary of our inner self, where light and shadow dance in eternal embrace. Through this journey, we have discovered that the shadows we once feared hold the keys to our liberation and growth. By turning inward, confronting our hidden fears, and integrating our disowned parts, we unlock a wellspring of creativity, authenticity, and resilience that enriches every facet of our existence. The shadow, once an adversary, becomes an ally, guiding us to our true potential and a more fulfilling life. The journey of shadow work is infinite, a continuous spiral of self-discovery and transformation. Each step into the darkness illuminates a path to greater self-awareness, compassion, and connection with the world around us. This journey does not end with the last page of this book. It is an ongoing process of becoming, a lifelong quest to embrace the totality of who we are. As you move forward, remember that the journey of shadow work is uniquely yours. The insights, challenges, and triumphs you encounter will be as individual as your fingerprint. Embrace them with courage and curiosity, knowing that each step, each revelation, brings you closer to your authentic self, the self that is whole, integrated, and radiantly alive. In the end, shadow work is not just about confronting our darkness. It is about recognizing that our brightest light often emerges from the depths of our shadows. It is in the dance between light and shadow that we find harmony, in the reconciliation of our contradictions that we discover peace, and in the acceptance of our entire being that we experience true freedom. May this book be a beacon on your journey, a reminder that within you lies an indomitable spirit capable of navigating the complexities of the human experience with grace and wisdom. The path of shadow work is the path of the heart, a journey back to yourself, to the love and light that have always resided within, waiting to be revealed. As you continue to walk this path, may you do so with an open heart, a curious mind, and the unwavering courage to face whatever lies in the shadows, knowing that each step brings you closer to the light. The journey of self-discovery is the greatest adventure of all, and it is yours to embrace, one shadow, one light at a time.